What's up, YouTube? DaAveragegamer Shawn here, bringing you as you can see by the trailer, we got to talk therapy. This is therapy time, because a lot of us never thought this day was going to come, even though I believe in the comics it already happened. But we got to address it. It happened, or it may not have happened if you watch The Talking Dead. And we're talking about spoilers. 5, 4, spoilers. 3, 2, spoilers. 1, the death of Glenn in episode 3 of season 6 of The Walking Dead. So, to my knowledge, from the original camp, we only have Rick, Carl, Daryl, and Carol left. You can include Morgan in there because he was technically in the first episode, so he's in the original too. But there's only 4 members of that camp left. If I'm not talking about from the farm and up. I'm just talking about from the original camp up in Atlanta. I mean, because if you want to count everybody else, because then we still have Maggie as well. Damn, everybody dying when you think about it. But it happened. I believe in the comics it happened a long time ago. I think I could be wrong, but I believe Glenn died in the comics a while ago. Like, I think he died during the prison stuff with the governor. I'm not really sure about that, so double check me if I'm wrong. But I'm pretty sure he's already dead in the comics. So, and they're teasing a lot of more comic book related stuff as well when it comes to Rick's hand. Spoilers. If you have not read the comics, Rick lost his hand a while ago in the comics. When he lost his hand a long time ago in the comics. So they say they're doing a lot more comic booky stuff. So if you're not reading the comic, I suggest you put your phone on mute while you record videos. Like so. But so far, this season has been action-packed non-stop since the inception of the season. From the super horde to the wolves attacking the community in episode 2. It's just getting crazy on this show. Like, this is what everybody quote unquote claims they want. So if anybody's complaining right now about what's going on, this is what you wanted. I know everybody was mad about what happened on the farm. They was there too long, yada yada yada. And then they went to is it Alexandria, the safe haven, or no, Woodbury. Then they went to Woodbury. There was, it was decent action and character development. And then now where we are now, along with the prison and things like that, it's so much progression. And I believe they're trying, as much as I want to see The Walking Dead go past 10 seasons, but I don't want it to get too carried away or too what's the word I want to use? Too drawn on. Examples of this: Smallville, Supernatural. Right now, love those shows. Well, I love Supernatural, but I feel like it should have ended. They should not be in no season 11. It should have ended at season 10. So I don't want The Walking Dead to go past 10 seasons. I feel like that's a perfect cutoff number. Especially they're only doing they only do 13 episodes a season. So hour episodes. So I don't think they need to go past a 10th season, 12 at the most. But I think because they have, unlike other stuff on TV, they have their comic book to go off of. So I believe they need to wrap up the show. I mean, I guess as long as the comic book goes, the show can go. But I just don't want them to overdo themselves. So like I said, this season has been action-packed so far. Started from episode 1 up until now. There has not been this much action. There's not been, the first episode, the mid-season finale, the season finale. Like, we don't know what's going to happen next week. We honestly don't know what could happen. The super horde, if you saw the end of that, you watched the whole episode all the way through, you just didn't bawl your eyes out when Glenn died. I knew. If you watch The Talking Dead, you've seen what's her face saying that Glenn is the only person on the show that did not kill anybody. Like when it comes to actual living people, he didn't kill anybody. He was given second chances after second chances, and what's his name? Nicholas. He gave Nick a second chance. He was coming around, but being back in that area, seeing people that he abandoned turn into walkers, got to him, killed himself, and subsequently might have killed Glenn as well. How they fell and how they shot it looked like it was Glenn being ripped apart, but it could have been Nick being ripped apart, and Glenn could be safe somehow. But honestly, they teased it a little bit too hard, and they also said on The Talking Dead that we will see Glenn in some way, shape, or pieces by the end of the season. So we could see Glenn as a walker. Could see like Glenn's head on a stick with the wolves or something like that. That'd be amazing. But we will see some form of Glenn. That's exactly what he said. We'll see some form of Glenn in future episodes of this season. So it'll be cool if he comes back, maybe like literally at the season finale, to come back and help save the group, because that'd be like an amazing, like everybody think he's dead. Maggie's going through her emotional time, dealing with the loss of her husband, her best friend, all that stuff. And it'll just be it'll be a very nice turnaround to have Glenn come back around the end of the season. But at the same time, the way they did it, I kind of want it to stick, because it'll be kind of like a major kind of like a fuck you to the audience if they let Glenn live. Glenn, he was my favorite character on the show. We've had a lot of like main character deaths over the last 6 seasons, you know, with Bob, Tyrese, Beth, who else died recently? Did I say Bob? I think I did say Bob. Lori. We had so many. Herschel. Herschel. What the oh, that is his name. Not Daryl. The other old guy. We've had to deal with a lot of death, but the character development of Glenn was honestly probably the best on the show, next to Carol and Daryl and Rick, because Rick is just like in Looneyville. Even Shane. All of these people have died, but I think this one hit the most because he was the most relatable to a lot of the fan base of The Walking Dead that watched the show. But like I said, I hope it sticks. I don't, as much as I will be happy if he does come back, but at the same time, stick to your guns. Don't let the fans dictate your show. I don't think they will. So I think this is going to stick if he's actually dead, you know. So, it's just so much happened. I mean, so little. It was such a. I didn't expect it. I knew by the end of the episode, Nick was going to off himself. I saw that coming. Either he's going to sack himself. I thought he was going to just jump into the walker so Glenn can get away or find a path. But he shot himself in the head, and I don't know how he landed that made Glenn fall too. But it's just like whatever. I feel sorry for Maggie. This next couple episodes, expect some great acting from the actress who plays Maggie. Even in the scene, you can kind of feel that Rick knows something happened to Glenn, because he's calling him over the walkie, like, Glenn, come in, Glenn, come in, Glenn, come in. And Glenn has always been the right hand man. And just knowing, I feel like Rick knows Glenn is not with him anymore. And you just see it on Rick's face. It's so heartbreaking. Oh my gosh. I don't want to think about it no more. I don't even want to think about it no more. So, what have you guys been thinking about the season so far? I know we really only talked about this, but for the most part, we're only 3 episodes in to The Walking Dead, and this one hurt. This one hurt the most. This death hurt the most. And oh my lord, coping. Like I said, that was my favorite character on the show. I'm just want to see how this goes from here, because you got a Rick, Maggie. Oh my lord, Sasha's gonna take this hard. Sasha was just getting better from dealing with the loss of Bob and some other characters that passed away. Maggie always held strong even with the death of her sister. But I think this is going to be Maggie's breaking point with her sister, and now her sister, her dad, and now her husband. Maggie's not going to take this very well. So Rick's not going to take this very well either. Oh gosh, nobody in the main group is going to take this well at all. So expect Rick is really about to be on their asses now. Like if because they've always been the thing about the other Alexandrians in the community is they don't trust Rick, because it only seemed like their people have been dying. Nobody in our group has died. When I say our group, I mean the survivors. Nobody in their group has died, and they just lost one of their best people. He was all around everything. He was a gatherer. He could stealth kill. He could plan. He was like the next in line to take over and be a leadership role if it came down to it. Carol's a little bit too aggressive. Daryl won't do it. I think Glenn was the best to take over if Rick died. But I'm done. I don't know what to say anymore. But episode 1 was action packed. Episode 2, I guess it was called the B team by a couple of people, just came in and did their job. You had the great kills by Carol and Morgan. You got to see Maggie step up a little bit, go back to her badass self a little bit. Carl took such leadership when it came to the other girl, and the other girl's a wolf. That's my speculation. I'm just throwing that out there now. She's a wolf. Enid or whatever her name is, the one that's flirting with everybody. Carl and the other boy, she's a wolf. That bitch is a wolf. Either she's a wolf, she has to be a wolf, because she's like one of the only people that goes out, like just sneaks out. So she has to be like, oh shit, a wolf in sheep's clothing. But anyways, she's a wolf. Carl has some great character development. The interactions between Morgan and Carol, they're like two sides of the same coin right now. They both don't want to resort to killing, but will if they have to. It's just going to be an interesting dynamic once all this megahertz situation settles down and Rick has to like really contemplate. He lost Glenn, and who else we probably I wouldn't be surprised if we lost somebody else major in the next episode, because we almost lost Michonne this episode too. So it's getting serious in this world they call The Walking Dead. Let me get out of here. Like I said, if you guys enjoyed this review, if you enjoyed the episode, how do you guys feel about the death of Glenn? Just let me know in the comment section down below. Get into this conversation. Get other people in this conversation by sharing this video out with your friends and having them subscribe as well. If you guys want to follow me on anything other than YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Twitch, all linked in the description below, plus more. Get my Snapchat popping though, always. But with all of that being said, I'm going to leave you guys to mourn a little bit more, because I'm about to go mourn. I'm about to go shoot something on Call of Duty, because I can't do this anymore. I am the average gamer, Shawn, and I am out of here.